Once and always, the Power Rangers 30th anniversary special debuts in 1 week now. And today we're going to go over 10 things that you need to know before you watch the 30th anniversary special. Welcome to the Legacy of the Nerd, and my name is Daniel. Today we're going to go over the 10 things that you need to know before watching Once and Always, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 30th anniversary special on Netflix. So it has been 30 years now since the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers debuted in 1993, and Zordon chose his 5 teenagers with attitude to defend the Earth from the mighty wicked sorceress Rita Repulsa. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers have come back in some form or fashion over the years, usually teaming up with different teams at that time. But this is going to be the first time in the last 30 years we will have a solely Mighty Morphin Power Rangers story. And this is why you need to know these 10 things before watching it. Number 10. 4 of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are not slated to have any new footage in this anniversary special. Amy Jo Johnson has declined to appear in the anniversary special, claiming that she is no longer an actress and that she is focusing on her career behind the camera. She is writing a new comic book for the Power Rangers series with Boom Studios, and that is slated to come out in 2024. Austin St. John actually appeared in the Beast Morphers series, but is not slated to appear this year in the 30th anniversary special. He has some legal issues going on, and it is thought that he cannot travel outside the country, and Power Rangers is currently filmed in New Zealand. Jason David Frank also declined to be in the special and claimed that he wanted to focus on his film Legend of the White Dragon. There have been whispers and rumors that Hasbro actually had a preliminary script that had been proposed to him and that it was very similar to Legend of the White Dragon, and that did not make him happy, and which is why he declined. He passed away in November 2022, so we do not know if he will be in this special in any form or fashion other than flashback and maybe some old audio, but is definitely going to be missing Tommy for sure. Lastly, Twee Trang passed away in a car accident in 2001, and according to the trailer for Once and Always, it appears that Trini Kwan will actually sacrifice herself to protect Billy. Number 9. This will be the first return of David Yost in his role as Billy since his exit in Power Rangers Zeo. So yes, it has been 27 years since David Yost has played Billy in Power Rangers. So in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 3, all the Rangers were turned into children by Master Vile. Well, Billy was the only one to actually restore to his own age. Later on in Power Rangers Zeo, he actually retired from being a Power Ranger and served as a helping hand in the command center with Alpha and Zordon. He actually created a lot of the tech like the Zords and weapons. Well, a little bit more into Zeo, he started rapidly aging, and this was thought that because he had turned himself older when everybody else was younger, this was a consequence of that. Well, he had to go to Aquitar, home of the Alien Rangers, to cure himself, and Billy hasn't really been seen since. Throughout the years, we learned that David Yost was being heavily bullied behind scenes because he's a gay man. So for him to come back, it's definitely a big thing, and we're excited to see him back as Billy. Number 8. This is the first time Walter E. Jones will reappear as Zach Taylor, the Black Ranger. As a lot of you know, we have not seen Zach Taylor since the middle of Season 2 when he joined the peace conference with Jason and Trini. We know now that he had a big salary dispute with Heinz Saban, also with Austin St. John and Twee Trang, and which led to him being let go from the series and replaced by Johnny Young Bosch, aka Adam Park. And although we have not seen him on screen, we've heard him, he's actually voiced a couple of monsters, and he actually hosted a special which featured the unaired pilot for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Walter Jones went on to guest spot on multitude of TV shows, but you may remember him most from starring in a TV show called Space Cases, which was on Nickelodeon. It was sort of like a Star Trek for kids. So we are really excited to see Zach back, and we can't wait to see him back in action. Number 7. That may not be Alpha 5 that is in the trailer. So as a lot of you know, Alpha 5 is the trusted friend and ally of Zordon and helper in the command center. He's also a trusted friend and ally of the Power Rangers as well. The last time we saw Alpha 5 was in Power Rangers Turbo when he decided to go to Eltar with Zordon after Zordon was released from his time warp and wanted to be with his family. And that is the last we've heard of Alpha 5. He was actually replaced by Alpha 6, who was a completely different robot. And then Alpha 6 later on was replaced by Alpha 7 in Forever Red. And then Alpha 6 actually came back and Once a Ranger during Operation Overdrive. So we have never heard of what happened to Alpha 5. It is thought that when the Alliance of Evil invaded Eltar and captured Zordon, that Alpha 5 might have been destroyed. So the credits actually say that this is Alpha 5 in the special. So they'll have to explain how it's Alpha 5 and where has he been since he left with Zordon to Eltar. Which leads us to number 6. Zordon has been dead for quite a while. So as I mentioned before, Zordon went to Eltar and the Alliance of Evil invaded Eltar and actually captured Zordon. And this is actually a major point of conflict during the Power Rangers In Space series, where the In Space Rangers are trying to find and save Zordon. Well, during the finale, Andros gets onto the ship and has an opportunity to save Zordon. But at this point, the Alliance of Evil is winning the war against good in the entire universe, and the good is losing very, very badly. At this point, that Zordon tells Andros to destroy his tube that will release all this positive energy and allow for the good guys to win and the Alliance of Evil to be destroyed. But this will also result in Zordon's death. After much debate, Andros decides to do so, and in the process saves the universe, but actually kills Zordon as well. And that is the last that we have seen of Zordon. His legacy has lived on through the Power Rangers series, but we have not seen Zordon since Power Rangers in Space. Which brings us to number 5. Lord Zedd and Rita Repulsa had a son. So as I said before, Zordon's tube was destroyed and released a wave of good energy. Well, it actually purified Lord Zedd and Rita Repulsa, and they turned human and good. But before then, they had actually had a son named Thrax. Now, Thrax reemerges in Operation Overdrive, and he actually severs the Power Rangers of that team from the morphing grid so they can no longer morph. This causes Sentinel Knight to assemble his own Power Ranger team, which include our man, Adam Park, Johnny Young Bosch, the Black Ranger, to return to Power Rangers, including Alpha 6 as well. Now, Thrax makes a comment that he is embarrassed and his Lord Zedd and Rita Repulsa are a disgrace for turning human and good. Well, over time, eventually, the Power Rangers are able to destroy him. Both teams use their collective might and energy and power to destroy Thrax, and he is no longer seen. But yes, Lord Zedd and Rita Repulsa did have a child, and he is sure a looker. Number 4, Lord Zedd has been resurrected. So like I said before, Zordon's good energy wave actually purifies Lord Zedd and turns him good and human. Well, he has actually been resurrected in his evil form during Power Rangers Dino Fury. So a necromancer monster actually resurrects him at his most evil point. So this is thought to have been shortly after he's introduced to the Power Rangers, but before he marries Rita Repulsa. As we know, it becomes very comedic after that point, and it's kind of just a goofy Lord Zedd. But in Power Rangers Dino Fury, he is a menace, and he is a force to be reckoned with. And it actually takes the intervention of the Morphin Masters for him to even be defeated. So after Lord Zedd is defeated, he is placed in sort of a prison, like in suspended animation, and that's where he is kept there by the Morphin Masters. Later on, Zato returns to the Power Rangers after his sacrifice and is resurrected by the Morphin Masters to inform the other Rangers that Lord Zedd has escaped. So before we get to the top 3, I want to let you guys know, if you didn't know before, that we are actually doing some giveaways on a live stream on April 19th. Now, the link to enter is in the description below. It's United States only. We are giving away Andros signed figure by the actor himself, Christopher Kamen Lee, and we're giving away a poster donated by Team JDF Texas of Jason David Frank titled The Power Ranger. It's actually a pretty big poster. It's like 12 by 18. It is awesome. So all you got to do is enter through the link in the description, put in your email, put in your Instagram handle. I only need it in case I need to get a hold of you in case you win. And then put in how you found me, and that's pretty much it. So if you want to enter for these awesome giveaways, just remember to hit the link in the description. And to join us on the live stream on April 19th during the evening time, we'll be discussing Once and Always. We'll have a big community there talking about it. It'll be awesome. Number 3, this isn't Rita Repulsa's first return. Rita Repulsa returns to Power Rangers in Power Rangers Mystic Force. She is the Mystic Mother, the Empress of all things good magic. She is the one that is helping the Power Rangers connecting to the morphing grid so that they become Power Rangers, and she helps the allies. She is very much behind the scenes, and she is not even seen until the season finale, but she is the all good being that is helping the Mystic Force Rangers along the way. So her return as Robo Rita is interesting because that is the evil side of her, and maybe why the evil side of her needs a robotic body to even exist. Which is interesting because when Zed was resurrected, he allied himself with Scrozzle from Power Rangers Beast Morphers, who assembles robotic bad guys to fight the Power Rangers. In the trailer, we actually see Trini Kwan sacrifice herself to save Billy, which brings us to number 2. We have seen Power Rangers die in battle before. The first Ranger to die in battle was Kendrix Morgan, the pink Lost Galaxy Ranger from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. She sacrificed herself trying to save Terra Venture and Cassie, the pink In-Space Ranger from the Psycho Pink Ranger. Her spirit form later came back and gave the Pink Ranger powers to Corone, who you may know as Astronema, the villain from Power Rangers in Space, but also the sister of Andros, the red In-Space Ranger. After the Lost Galaxy Rangers defeated Drakena, the Quasar Sabers, which empowered the Power Rangers, actually restored Kendrix back to life, and she has been restored since then. The second Power Ranger to die was actually a robot. His name was Steel, and he was the Silver Ranger from Power Rangers Beast Morphers. Steel sacrificed himself, draining the energy from Evox, which actually helped the other Power Rangers to defeat Evox and win the day. Steel was later resurrected as a human by the Green Morphin Master and has been serving as the Silver Beast Morpher Ranger since then. The most recent Power Ranger to die in battle was Zato, the Red Dino Fury Power Ranger. This was just this last year. He sacrificed himself to defeat Void Queen while also saving her because she was actually Amelia's mother. Amelia is the pink Dino Fury Ranger. He was later restored to life by the Morphin Masters as well and returned as a white Dino Fury Red Ranger, and he will be in Power Rangers Cosmic Fury as the Zenith Ranger. And which brings us to number 1. This isn't the first time that the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers have returned as a team. Over the years, we have seen many of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers return individually and only a couple times as a team. First time any of them returned was during the In-Space season, and that was Adam, who returned as the Mastodon Black Ranger to help Carlos, the Black In-Space Ranger, regain his confidence. Later on, Jason returned as the Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger during Forever Red. Tommy was there also, but he was in his Red Zeo Ranger form. The next time we actually see Tommy return in Power Rangers Dino Thunder, he returns as the Black Dino Thunder Ranger. We momentarily see his Green Ranger and White Ranger forms in episode where he is battling his subconscious. As we talk about, we see Adam again, and we see him in Operation Overdrive in Once a Ranger. Then the first time we see the full team return is in Power Rangers Super Mega Force for the Legendary Battle. We actually see all the teams over the years at that point return, but the only person to take off their helmet from the Mighty Morphin team was Tommy, who was the Green Ranger at that time. None of the other actors could return at that time or wanted to, so we just have Tommy represent the entire Mighty Morphin team. More recently, for the 25th anniversary special, we see in Power Rangers Ninja Steel, we get a bunch of different Rangers back, and we most notably get Jason David Frank back. He comes back as the Green Ranger, the White Ranger, the Red Ranger. He comes back as Black Dino Thunder. He comes back as everything. But we also get Catherine Sutherland, aka Kat, the Pink Ranger, and we get Steve Cardenas, Rocky, and he takes on his Red Ranger form here. So we actually get 3 from the Mighty Morphin era, but we only get Jason David Frank from the original cast, and even then, we don't have any of the 5 original Rangers. And more recently, Jason Lee Scott, the original Red Ranger, returned to Power Rangers in Power Rangers Beast Morphers with a bunch of other Dino Rangers from Dino Powers past. He was actually the only Ranger to appear out of helmet from the Mighty Morphin team because he was the only actor to return to the special at all. In the special, they were fighting a resurrected version of Goldar called Neo Goldar. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, that was the last time that any Mighty Morphin Power Ranger returned before this special. Which brings us to once and always the latest saga in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That is the end of the list of the 10 things you need to know. I think if you have watched this, you watched the end, you are caught up, you are good for this special. I think I've hit all the major points. If you know of any points that I forgot that you think you should know before watching this special, please hit it in the comments. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. And guys, you know what time it is.